Wow. Wow. You know, I didn't know how to process this tonight, and I wanted to think and go over some things before I did this review. And holy fucking shit. Let me just say this before I begin anything, before I start with any of these matches. This takeover was I would even say damn near perfection. Okay? Perfection. And it's like every match that went on in this card was excitable, just very exciting from bottom to top, from the beginning all the way to the end, to how engaged this crowd was tonight in Brooklyn, New York for TakeOver. First off, let me say one thing before I even continue. I still find it weird that they just called it NXT Takeover New York and just didn't call it NXT Takeover Brooklyn 5, because it's in the Barclays Center, it's in Brooklyn, so I don't really understand why they just didn't call it that. You know, I get to that SummerSlam weekend and they only kind of saved it for, you know, that whole thing, but you know they're going to Toronto this year, so I don't know why they didn't call it Brooklyn 5, because I know they called it New York. I'm gonna call it TakeOver Brooklyn 5 because you're back in Brooklyn again. It's at the Barclays Center, so why not call it that? But let me just say, I will tell you, man, the things I saw tonight, from everything, okay? From the tag team match, to the UK title match, to the North American Championship match, to the women's title, to the NXT Championship, okay? Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, right now, is probably in that match of the year contender, okay? It is in that contender. I tell you, what I saw tonight is them tearing down the freaking house and just perfection, okay? This was great. This was just a fantastic show, a fantastic night, a fantastic card. Okay, listen, I was at the edge of my freaking seat watching this show throughout all the matches that I did not think who was gonna win, and I got 4 out of my 5 predictions right on this show, and I was just going insane because we saw some new champions tonight, okay? Some title changes, everything, all right? We saw a new NXT champion get crowned, and all I have to say, and I'm going to say this at the end too, WrestleMania, you better watch out this Sunday, because right now, NXT TakeOver New York has blown WrestleMania 35 out of the freaking water at this point. I dare anybody on that 8-hour show with 19-20 matches to compete with what would happen tonight, okay? All 5 of these matches were just fantastic, okay? All 5 of them. I'm going to go into detail to what I think about it, because I can't even say any of these was really a weak match. I'm trying to debate which was weak. This was like a game of like, you know, who can do better than who. This was like top that. Okay? I saw from the beginning with the tag team match, from the North American Championship to the UK title, to the Fatal 4-Way of the women, to the main event of the show, okay? Don't tell me this was a bad show. Don't tell me, listen, I've watched a lot of wrestling the past few days, okay? Listen, we know this is Mania weekend and everything. There's like over 100 freaking wrestling shows going on, you know, right now, even as we speak, from different companies. Trust me, I saw some things yesterday that I really liked. I didn't see all of them, but I saw some really great stuff, from the GCW Bloodsport show, which I really enjoyed, to the Impact United We Stand. I know there's stuff going on right now, like the Joey Janela Spring Break, or what else, MLW and everything. And we still got other shows throughout tonight and tomorrow also. But what I saw from TakeOver tonight was just great, okay? You cannot sit there and tell me this was a bad show. If you had sat there and said that to me, I'd probably slap the shit out your dumb ass for telling me some stuff like that if you did not think that was good. Okay? This was just exciting. It was insanity out there. And it's like this crowd in Brooklyn never lost any type of energy, okay? And we know people travel around the world throughout this weekend to see all these different types of shows. And trust me, we're not even out of the woods yet, okay? This is just tonight, all right? This is Friday right now, all right? This was Takeover, New York, Brooklyn, whatever you want to call it. But this was just... I'm just saying, man, that main event, holy fucking shit. That was just off the radar, okay? So I just had to say it. Like, WrestleMania, can WrestleMania even compete with this? I said this last year. What happened last year, huh? Didn't NXT Takeover New Orleans blow off the freaking roof over there, and they were way better than WrestleMania? And I said it last year before, WrestleMania better bring something great, and they still really didn't. It was a bad show last year, and it could be a repeat again this year. Listen, it's like these main roster shows can barely keep up with these NXT, okay? And I just sit there wondering that who is even gonna come up after this. After what I saw personally, I don't want to see any of these guys come up to the main roster, but we know some are already going as we speak. But to pretty much kick off the show, though, where do we begin, huh? Let's start off with the NXT Tag Title match. War Machine, I'm sorry, not War Machine, but the War Raiders, who had a very great entrance, might I add. Pretty much like they had the last Takeover. So as the champions were coming out first, but they went against Ricochet and Aleister Black. This match was just fucking great out there. Come on, where do I begin with this match? Tell me, where do you begin? Cause I just saw them just tear the roof off the place and were just going insane. Dude. That Hanson, man, this dude, a guy his size, just moves. I don't say he moves like a cruiserweight or anything, but his agility is insane when you see him out there. And I am just seeing, of course, we're going to get some chain wrestling and everything, but when you were just wall to wall all over the place, you just can't really. And I say a lot about this show from laying it all out there. But yes, like I said about the tag team match, though, we just saw a lot through this match that I just didn't really expect. That, of course, you're going to get your Fight Forever chance, and this is awesome because, first off, Hanson did a freaking handspring on Ricochet that just looked crazy at one point. Even, Black and Rowe hitting each other. I like how Black was going to almost kick Rowe's head off, but he didn't go for it. Excuse me. I did like I'm trying to remember, it was like this big spot in the match. First off, Black, of course, throwing both War Machine out of the ring. He did his flip thing, and him and Ricochet sit there. The crazy part was when they actually had the War Raiders are outside. Everybody did a dive from Ricochet to everybody. That Hanson did like a big dive on them. And yeah, because Ricochet did like a corkscrew, freaking dive. And then Hanson hit like a cannonball from the top rope onto everybody. It was a holy shit chant. They had got in the ring before the 10, especially Ricochet and Rowe. They rushed in there before the 10 count happened. And then, what happens next? Next thing you know, Black just kicks it, big black mask on Rodan, taking him down. Ricochet hit a shooting star press, but he tried to block Hanson, but Hanson pretty much knocked on to Ricochet, which all four men were down in. Ricochet was trying to go for the 630, but Rowe got out of there. Ricochet missed. The War Raiders, they hit the the pop-up power slam for the ring, and then they hit him out with the fallout for the win, pinning Ricochet. Black did not get in there in time. So pretty much the War Raiders still retain the tag team championships. they pretty much celebrated and hugged. They bowed to Ricochet and Black. Well, pretty much, you know, both teams bowed to each other. But this was pretty much, as Mauro Ranallo said, this was their swan song right here. And they had a standing ovation from the crowd. So this is pretty much the last time you will see Ricochet and Black on NXT. Okay, because first off, we already know they have a match for WrestleMania this Sunday. Okay, we already know. And we know both of these teams just went insane out here, all right, and there's barely anything bad to say about this match. They left it all out there, because I said this before, if they weren't going to win the tag titles tonight, don't be surprised, people, if they win the tag titles this Sunday at WrestleMania. Like, come on, we've been handing Ricochet and Black so many freaking title shots, it makes no sense at this point, but we're just giving it to them, okay? We are giving these guys title shot after title shot after title shot after title shot after title shot. We're just throwing them on at them and everything. But, you know, when I see that and they got this standing ovation, pretty much this is their exit from NXT to now being officially on the main roster. We already know they've been on the main roster ever since, but that was just to pretty much follow the story for, you know, the Dusty Classic thing that was going on, which at one point I just didn't know what show these guys were on. Like, they're on Raw, they're on SmackDown, they're on NXT. Which show are Ricochet and Black on? I'm sure people still want to see them as singles competitors, and I'm sure after WrestleMania they will most likely maybe go their separate ways. I don't know. But we'll see. I know some people thought one of them were going to turn on each other right there, but I'm like, nah, they got a tag title match Sunday. Why would one turn on the other? I will say this, though. All I can say is good luck to both Ricochet and Aleister Black on the main roster. And we don't even know what show they're on. But if they win the SmackDown tag titles this Sunday, I'm sure they'll be on SmackDown then at this point. But all I can say is good luck to them, because we know what the main roster does to NXT people. We've seen it happen to guys that were like the shit in NXT that was so great, and then WWE main roster booking just ruined them and made them look horrible. Like, come on, I could bring up Nakamura for an example, and I'm sure there's a countless many of people who they have ruined from NXT. So I hope Black and Ricochet, you know, they succeed over there, but hey, time will tell. But I wouldn't be surprised if WWE finds a way out of messing these two guys up on the main roster, okay? But this match was great. It was fantastic. Next thing you know, the North American Championship on the line. The Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle. I did like the, you know, Dream came out with a Statue of Liberty type of entrance. He was the Lady Liberty, which was pretty good. And like the whole Statue of Liberty, that, and, you know, Matt Riddle came out with the original bro jacket. So it was a Bronx Bombers jacket in a way. So that was good. Of course, pretty much the beginning of the match, fans were chanting for Riddle, fans were chanting for Dream. I gotta say, man, Dream took a beating in this match, okay? This dude was getting his ass kicked a lot, alright? And I could not tell where a lot of this could go. Because Riddle hit him like, 3 gut-rich suplexes? Well, you know, Dream did dodge the third one and pretty much got him out of the ring then. One thing I thought looked deadly was, I think Dream jumped out, not Dream, I think it was either Dream or Riddle that jumped from the top rope on the outside. And Riddle just grabs Dream and hits him like a German into like the barricade. I thought that looked pretty deadly at one point, because it was like an axe handle in a way. Even kind of going back outside the ring, they did it later on. I did like when, of course, Dream kind of channeled the whole Hulk Hogan thing when Riddle kept hitting him, and Dream kind of hulked up doing a big boot and everything until he hit him with a, I think it was like the Death Valley Driver in a way, the Death Valley Driver on Matt Riddle to take him down. Holy shit, this like I said, it was just going insane. Even when he got the bro mission, Dream was still able to find a way out of there, even though he kept locking it in and hitting him with the bro mission. I would say the highlight, one of my biggest highlights of the match of the night, of this match, was, of course, when they showed the replay of Matt Riddle pretty much deadlifting Velveteen Dream from the apron back inside of the ring, doing a German suplex, which looked crazy. And then it's the flying bro, twisting moonsault. I thought it was over right there. That's when I really believe Matt Riddle was actually going to win the championship. But Dream still kicked out, okay? He still kicked out of this. And pretty much Riddle put him back in the bro mission, but as he kept hitting Dream, everybody thought Dream was actually going to tap, but Velveteen Dream pretty much flipped over on Riddle and won. Some people say this was actually a good way, for Dream to win, and that, it doesn't make Matt Riddle, I would say Matt Riddle kind of almost lost by a fluke in a way, and I would say he looked strong in defeat in a way. So it was a great match, okay? It was a very great match. Like I said, Dream was taking a beating out there, okay? He was, and like he kept getting hit with submission holds, or Riddle was just damn near knocking the crap out of him out there several times, okay? And these two just put on something fantastic. I am glad that the Velveteen Dream won, though, because I felt like if he had lost the championship right here, I think he would have been probably going to the main roster after that. Okay, and I don't really want to see Velveteen Dream on the main roster. There's plenty of time for him to go there, okay? Because I don't trust the main roster booking, and I'm sure no one does with Dream, and they would not know what to do with this guy over there, okay? They would not. So this was a great decision, in my opinion, especially by the finish, kind of like, by a roll-up and, flipping over the bro mission, outsmarting him and getting the win after that. But pretty much Dream celebrated, and the crowd, they went nuts for it. So it's kind of, what gets me is this, like, every match that keeps going on, it's almost like you gotta, I said it before, it's like atop that thing. Who could follow who? Follow that, and this is another one of these things of follow that. Dream and Riddle did just fantastic out there. Nothing really bad to say. They also show, which actually, this was early, I actually read today, but they did show some of the highlights of Kushida. If you know who Kushida is, former New Japan Pro Wrestling talent, 5-6-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, is now signed with NXT. There was a video of him signing his contract with Triple H and William Regal. I like Kushida. I always liked him in, New Japan, the time splitter himself. We all knew he was gone back in January. That was his last match. It was against Tanahashi before he left, and I'm sure people were wondering where he was going to go next. I had no idea where he was going to end up next. Some people actually thought AEW at one point, but I kind of imagined Kushida was going to go to WWE after this, and he's in NXT. So I will say this about Kushida. Kushida will be fine in NXT. I'm sure he'll really do great down there. Now, do I think he may end up on 205 Live when that time comes around? Maybe, because, listen, I don't want to see another Nakamura situation, because I don't trust WWE with any type of New Japan talent as is already. But, but I've heard Kushida say in the past he wants to wrestle around the world, okay? He wants to face the best. And I'm sure going to NXT is a great move for him, and he wants to face the best because he's done it in New Japan already. He's faced all the best junior heavyweights over there, okay? He has. I'm sure some of them he's faced are already in the WWE right now, but, he has faced these guys already. So even when some people leave NXT, you got to start reloading on people like they always do. And now Kushida is one of those shots in the chamber that's being reloaded back into the NXT roster, pretty much, putting someone else on, up there with him. So that's that's good and everything. Excuse me. I will say that. So we will see what happens. I don't know what to expect to happen since he's on there, but he will be fine. Like I said, I don't trust WWE with New Japan talent. Not NXT, but main roster whenever that time comes. We don't know, but it's a good pickup for NXT. So Kushida, it was kind of expected. Next, for the UK Championship, Pete Dunne versus Walter. Now, this was a little bit of a change of pace. I feel like they did win the crowd back up into this. I think Walter's theme song is pretty epic to whatever it is, and I see why people kind of sang it and mentioned it. When I mentioned it, but memorized into singing it then. I figured who was going to win this match. Number one, this was a brawl. This was just a slugfest between these two. These two are beating the hell out of each other, okay? They beat the living fuck out of each other. And I figured who was going to win just because Pete Dunne has been like, 600, 700 day champion and everything. So I figured he was going to lose this match to Walter. And, just because that, I don't know what else Pete Dunne could have done with the title. And who else do they really got down there in the the UK version of NXT right now? Who else do they really have that could have been able to beat Pete Dunne other than Walter? Because he was like the hottest thing they brought in a couple months ago back at TakeOver Blackpool, and now they got him here, and I'm sure a lot of things can happen. Because who else was Pete Dunne gonna drop the belt to? I honestly say that. Who else could have been the guy to beat Pete Dunne? Who really could have been? Because it was going to be Joe Coffey at the time, which, like I said, they still put on a really good match. But I never thought he was going to beat him for the championship. So tell me, who? Who? And I will say one thing. They did have Vic Joseph out there, just, him and Nigel McGuinness, since they are usually the NXT UK commentators. They were, here for this. Like I said, these guys were just hitting each other with so many chops. It was insane. Pete Dunne just trying to do what he can to get those fingers broken, like doing what he can, like to break the fingers, but it's like it could not work because he was just trying, of course, joint manipulation. And I thought Pete Dunne was gonna get it when he had his arm and still twisting the fingers, but Walter is so big that he was able to get his way to the ropes, his foot on the ropes. Then Walter had hit done with some suplexes and pretty much Dunne landed on his feet and he hit him with a kick in. Even hitting him with a moonsault. One thing I thought that was pretty insane in there was Walter. He had like a drop kick. It hits with a suplex, and like they keep going backward and forth on each other. And then Walter just hits him with a freaking power bomb. Then and he keeps stomping on Pete Dunne's head. It was almost like the reverse thing, like Pete Dunne stomping on him. Next, Walter's stomping on his head too, and trying to stomp on the fingers. And then Dunne, once again, he kept trying to stomp on him then. And so it's like these guys are just like kicking and beating the crap out of each other, okay? They really were. I'm trying to see what else was actually pretty big in this match that I remember that. First up, like I think Dunne kept stepping on his head and hit him with almost like he couldn't even hit the bitter end on him, but he did. And Walter still kicked out of the bitter end. Both guys pretty much got up to their feet. They start hitting each other with forearms and chops at one point. The ref had tried to pull Dunne back and Witt had a big boot to Walter, but as they kind of were getting to the top ropes, then Walter had took down Dunne. He was actually going to go for that big splash, but Dunne ran up to the top rope, had grabbed his hands, trying to once again do the joint manipulation again to his fingers, even crack him in head. It was one point he was actually going to get both of his thumbs, but Walter powered out with his thumbs. He couldn't even get that. But when, Dunne tried to get him, Walter pretty much got him into a giant power bomb off the top rope, just like a release power bomb. He hit him up with a big top rope splash. Got the win. This match went nearly 30 minutes, and this was great. So this, like I said, the first two matches, they were just going insane, like say all over the place. And can I say one thing? I don't like the transition. I don't like to go back on some stuff when they do these matches, but when was the GTS a setup move and not a finisher? I'll say that for Matt Riddle, because I did see him do that match. He even hit a freaking V trigger, rain trigger, what the fuck Seth Rollins was doing at one point. That move. So someone kind of point that out for me. But Pete Dunne got the win. Not Pete Dunne. Walter got the win. The new NXT UK champion. Like I said before, this was a slugfest. This was a brawl out here. These guys were beating the crap out of each other. And like I said, the crowd was just with it, okay? And they had a kind of a celebration for Walter right after that, holding the championship up. Where does Pete Dunne go after this? I don't know. Could it be a rematch? Maybe. I know there's been reports about Pete Dunne. Most likely, he could be going to the main roster. I don't know if that's true or not. Should Pete Dunne be on the main roster now? Since he's pretty much done everything. I guess he's done everything he's had to do since he had that UK title. He had it for nearly like what, two years, I think, since NXT Takeover Chicago, the first one, and that was over 2 years ago. So he's had that belt for a long time. So I'm sitting there like, what is it? Even somebody said, so this guy's like Okada. He's held the belt forever. Because it took them, I said it before, it took him a long time to create the NXT UK show that I was wondering, like, so he just has a belt, right? Yeah, he just has the belt, right? That's what who was he really defending it against at the time? That's what I was trying to wonder, because if he's the champion, and I know they had some title matches on NXT and stuff, you know, he was still putting the championship. Of course, he had to be on NXT, which, you know, they had him in War Games and everything, but, you know, he just kind of defended his title here and there. That I even wonder that when were they going to get this UK show, because that is the main champion for the UK show for NXT. Does he go to the main roster after this? I got no clue. I'm not sure. I don't know what show. Maybe he will show up the night after WrestleMania. I don't know. Okay, I got no clue. Or maybe it will be a rematch against Walter, because, like I said before, I don't think the main roster will really know what to do with him. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what happens to Pete Dunne after this, but we'll see what happens. All I can just say is wait on it, and maybe we'll see after the night after WrestleMania. But after that, pretty much next was the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship. Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Kairi Sane. Because at one point, I was wondering how much energy this crowd was still going to have going into this. Because at first, I thought the crowd was kind of cooling off for a minute. But like I said, they kind of start going back to it, okay? Once again, the women, they tore down the house. And I was surprised by the ending of this match, though. That's what I will say. Because, of course, Io Shirai, what are the Sky Pirates, Io Shirai and Kairi were working together at one point, especially to take out Shayna Baszler. Bianca Belair kind of using her. I like that she used her. I mean, she used her hair as a shield in a way. No, she used her hair because Baszler grabbed it, but Bianca pulled herself in the hair to knock her into the post, which everybody was kind of jumping on Baszler at one point. Io Shirai, I'm trying to remember all the big spots in this match, but, you know, Shirai hit like a double knee into Bianca on the corner. I did like at one point that Bianca hit a double KOD on both Io Shirai and Kairi Sane, which was pretty big. One thing I did like, the springboard insane elbow, pretty much throwing Io threw Kairi in the air, pretty much landing on both of Bianca and Baszler on the outside of the ring. Even kind of stepping on everyone's hands. Baszler at one point, I don't know who took some from Bianca's. I don't know if it was like from her hair or something and threw it into the crowd. I don't know which one did that, but I know I'm trying to remember what the spot it was though that they threw it out. Of course, they had the Tower of Doom spot, which crowd went for. But like I said, when it kind of got to the ending of it, of course, you know, Belair kind of used her ponytail to knock Sane down, whipping her with it, and they, like I said, she put both of them in a double KOD. And I swear Bianca Belair was damn near, I don't say she was struggling, but you could see she was just really trying to hold both of them together out there to show a big test of strength, which it looked cool at the same time because she did hit the double KOD, but then Baszler broke up the pin then after Bianca had it, hit her with the rear naked choke, and I actually thought Belair was actually going to break out of it, but she tapped out. Now, I am kind of surprised at is this. I'm a little surprised because I didn't think Bianca was actually going to take the, tap out, take the L right here. That's what I didn't expect. Because I believe Belair was undefeated, but now she is not. And personally, I thought she was actually going to win the championship, okay? I had her winning this because I'm thinking Baszler was actually going to go to the main roster after, this match tonight. We probably was going to see on Raw, SmackDown, most likely team with Ronda if that was the case. But I guess that's not going to be the plan then. And yeah, that's not going to be the plan. And since she's still the NXT Women's Champion, I don't know where she goes on from this. Like my friend even told me, like, who's gonna beat her, huh? Who is gonna beat Shayna Baszler? The only person I'm kind of thinking next right now, is some people are really kind of pointing out, is Candice LeRae may be the next one to face Shayna Baszler. I'm not really sure, but I've been hearing some people say that now. She'll be the next one to face Shayna Baszler, but I'm not really sure. But I was actually surprised to see Belair tapped out, and like I said, Baszler still retains the championship. So I guess she will not be moving up to the main roster. That one actually kind of surprised me. So this was the prediction I got wrong. Like, this was one I actually got wrong. Everything I was getting right throughout the night except for this one. This was the one that kind of messed up my streak right here. And I actually thought it was going to be a new women's champion, but I guess not. And like I said, Shayna Baszler still walks away with the title retaining. But in the main event of the show, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, very great video package before the match even began. Of course, and this is the thing. This was a pro Adam Cole crowd, okay? No one was really with Johnny Gargano right there. And I love Johnny Gargano's gear, the Iron Man gear, which looked dope as hell, I will say that. And when Cole came out, this was a pro Adam Cole crowd. Of course, Adam Cole, baby. And people were with him and booing at Johnny, okay? They were booing him. Which, like I said, the match started, going out, which was really good, kind of going into the beginning of it. It pretty much kind of ended with Cole. And by the way, this was a 2 out of 3 falls match. Let me not forget that. A best of 3 falls. Adam Cole was able to get the first one with the last shot, pinning Gargano. Pretty much 5 minutes later, Gargano hit the Gargano escape after the Gargano. Yeah, he hit the Gargano's escape after dodging Cole. I think he was going for the Panama Sunrise. And, it was an immediate tap out for Cole right there, which it pretty much got to a fall. And this is now where the insanity and just how great this match is. You want to talk about false finishes? I couldn't tell who was going to win at this point. And here's the thing. My prediction was Gargano. And I say Gargano because of this. There were reports last week of Gargano was most likely going to be going to 205 Live after this, which I think that's insane. And whoever say he should be going to 205 Live would make no sense. I'm kind of glad that's not happening, because I don't think anybody would. I don't think anybody would want to see that. Okay, I don't think he's too good to be on 205. And the reason why this match happened to begin with, like, we all know Tommaso Ciampa is hurt. It's unfortunate. We don't know when Tommaso Ciampa is coming back, okay? Because we know the guy had neck surgery and everything. And that's going to be a very long time till he comes back. And I know the big story pretty much in NXT has been Gargano and Ciampa. We know that, okay? We definitely know that. But I sat there wondering, how long is Johnny Gargano going to have to keep chasing this damn belt, okay? Because it's like he's been chasing it almost forever against Ciampa. And with Ciampa hurt right now, I thought if Cole won the belt right now, is either Johnny Gargano would have been moving up to the main roster, or Johnny's going to have to start chasing Adam Cole for almost forever. And I think this guy has chased the championship enough. Don't get me wrong, I would have been fine with either guy winning, okay? Even Cole, because that's what I was going to go with first, but I'm going with Gargano. I was going with Gargano because I didn't know if he'd probably be going to 205 Live. And I just didn't want to see the guy chase the belt again, okay? It's unfortunate Ciampa got hurt. Plans change, all right? But, I guess this was the best possible outcome. And here's the thing. Once again, once we get into the third fall of this match, this is where everybody just start letting it out. Everything was just going insane, all right? Come on. Cole hit that suplex into a knee thing. I thought that was actually called the last shot at first. And you could see Gargano's upper, I think you could see his left or right eye bleeding in at one point. These guys were just going insane. They're pretty much a damn super kick party out there and everything. Excuse me. a damn super kick party out there, which they even pretty much damn near got to the outside, because I did like when Gargano did a reverse hurricanrana into a super kick, but Cole rolled out of there. Gargano couldn't get him. He wasn't able to pin him in. They pretty much on the floor. We hit a German suplex on the edge of the ring, which looked pretty deadly. Of course, fans chanted, "This is awesome." Both guys started, having a back and forth thing where they even super kicked each other. Cole hit the Panama Sunrise, or Canadian Destroyer, if you want to call that. I almost thought it was over after that, but it wasn't, and we still kept going on with this. Both guys on the outside of the ring then, because, like I said, Gargano rolled out, and Cole starts says, "You're a failure, Johnny. You're a failure. You're not going to win." But Gargano pretty much with a forearm, he threw him across the announce table then. Yeah, he just threw him across the announce table then after that. Just knocking him in. They were pretty much, and this was, I thought was crazy, because Gargano was on the Spanish announce table, and I guess he was going to do something to Cole right there, but Cole pretty much dodged it. He hit the fairy tale ending, which I actually thought the table was going to break in half, but it did not, because after the fairy tale ending, Cole had got in the ring, and he was going to take the count out, but Gargano was able to get back. He was able to get back in before the count out was up. Gargano could almost barely get up. Cole pretty much hit him with a super kick then and thought he had it, but still Gargano was still kicking out then, and they were chanting for both of these guys. And now this is where I kind of said before in the beginning, because before this was a pro Adam Cole crowd, and everybody was with him. But as the match went on, I guess Johnny just won over the fans. He won over the fans that they went for both of these guys, and people started cheering for Gargano again. But, of course, there were chants for both of these guys. They both super kicked each other. Cole tried to go for another Canadian Destroyer, but it did not work. Or the Panama Sunrise. Gargano hit him with the Gargano's escape then. But then, as I expected, the Undisputed Era started coming out. Roderick Strong came from the crowd, distracting the ref. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish got in. Red Dragon there. Pretty much were going to the other side, breaking the whole thing. Cole pretty much knocked Gargano to the referee. The referee was down. Fish and O'Reilly hit their finisher on Gargano. Cole tried to get the pin again. Still, Johnny kicked out of it. He still kicked out. And, Gargano started fighting the other Undisputed Era guys then, because Cole was pretty much directing traffic, telling him to beat him up. And as the referee was down, he pretty much took all of the Undisputed Era out by himself, Gargano. And Cole had pretty much was setting up Gargano to go for another last shot, but Gargano ducked and threw Cole into all of the Undisputed Era. He got him back in the ring, pretty much hitting a... he tried to go for another super kick, last shot on him, but Gargano pretty much hit him with the Gargano's escape. Cole tried to get out there and roll it, but Gargano still held it, which pretty much Cole finally tapped out then, and now we have a new NXT champion, and as the fans just popped insanely big for the crowd, they popped big time, okay? They have popped. They just went insane. It's like this match was just, you cannot say anything nearly bad about this match. You just can't. This match was that great, people, okay? This was just awesome. You cannot say nearly anything bad. It's just impossible to, because as that happened, of course, Candice LeRae, his wife, came out and celebrated. He celebrated with his family, and even at the end, where you see Johnny just walking up to that monitor, running up the stage, we know he has bad luck with that, but Tommaso Ciampa came out in a neck brace. They hugged each other. They all pretty much, celebrated with the title, and that's what closed the show to NXT Takeover New York. It was just great, and that was awesome to see at the end, all right? So I guess Johnny and, Ciampa friends. I don't think Ciampa's going to turn on him anyways, just because of his injury and everything. He had to, he was forced to get the championship, okay, due to injury. But he was there to celebrate with Gargano. and everything. And I'm sure people wanted to see the story of these two keep going, but like I said, this is a whole different direction, and plans have changed. And maybe when Gargano, when Champ is better, he will get a title shot against Johnny Gargano. But right now, this is now the era of Gargano. We have seen Johnny Takeover. We must now welcome Johnny Champion, people. That's what we must say. Overall, this was fantastic. Okay, this show was great. Takeover was just freaking awesome. We crowned 2 new champions tonight. We just had a badass show. Okay, a badass show. And listen, there's still stuff going on over this weekend, because I can't barely say anything bad about this show. From the main event being great, from the tag team match to Dream and Riddle to Walter and Pete Dunne. And like I said, I've never watched much of Walter. The only match I really ever watched of Walter was him going against Will Ospreay and everything. But now what I've seen tonight was just even better with Walter, okay? But like I said, from seeing Walter to the Fatal 4-Way Women's match, like I said, it was a pretty good match. Like I said, still a really good match at the same time too, but just still good going into this fantastic main event. Because right now, people, if you want to put it up there, Gargano and Cole right now are in that contendership for match of the year, okay? I'm not saying it like right now they come in that category. You got to add that in there. I'm not saying they're the match of the year right now, which they could be fall. I know it could be the top match of the year. We don't know what's next. This is only April. We still got many months to go, okay? And counting, but I can say this, right now, you got to put it in that category. But like I said before, WrestleMania, I don't know what WrestleMania is going to do. But they better bring, if they even think they're going to survive, this right here, you ain't going to beat this, okay? You're not. And come on, like I said, there are other shows still happening tomorrow. You still have the G1 Supercard tomorrow night. And even I'm going to have to say, New Japan and Ring of Honor, you better bring your A game too. I'm not going to be surprised if the G1 Supercard does better than WrestleMania. I won't be, okay? I got no doubt in my mind they will. Because, come on, they're selling out, they sold out Madison Square Garden, so you know they're going to have to bring some big things in their main event. I know it's Jay White versus Okada, but they going to have to be balls to the fucking wall tomorrow, okay? And it's a really great card. I recommend looking it up if anyone gets the chance to see what that card has, because there's a lot of potential match of the years on that show too. But excuse me. But yeah, like I said, they're gonna have to bring their A game too. So right now, this is a game of top that during this weekend. And if they really wanna make it big, they're gonna have to figure out a way to top that, okay? They're gonna have to. Because this is WrestleMania weekend, and it's just big. Like I said, I will be watching the G1 Supercard tomorrow night. I'm not going to watch the Hall of Fame because I honestly just don't care. And I like people like DX and Harlem Heat and stuff, but I don't plan on watching it. The Hall of Fame's too long to me anyways. I'll probably check some highlights maybe the next day or two, or maybe after the G1 Supercard, but I will be watching the G1 Supercard tomorrow. All I can say is good luck to WrestleMania. You're going to need it. I said it a year ago, and I'm saying it a year again, and I'm going to say that to probably New Japan and Ring of Honor also. I got no doubt in my mind they're going to most likely do better at WrestleMania, but man, you guys are going to want to compete with NXT. Good luck to you. I've seen some good wrestling shows in the past day or two now, okay? I already said it earlier, so there's many shows that are still going on as we speak, like I said earlier. And this shit right here is just, it's just fucking crazy, man, alright? And I had fun tonight. I had real fun. I was just jumping off the edge of my seat when that main event came on. I was just like, going nuts. You couldn't tell who's gonna win. This goes either way. You cannot tell who the fuck is gonna win. You just don't know, and you just don't know how. Alright? So just it's crazy. But like I said, we're gonna be back tomorrow night. We're gonna still have another review going on. It's gonna be a lot of reviews this weekend, okay? So you don't know what will happen next. You just don't know. Because tonight, this was like, 5 matches? I sat here from 6 o'clock this evening all the way to at least literally about 9 o'clock. And this show's like, 2.5 hours, I believe? 2.5 to 3 hours? Yeah, that's what it was. And that's 5 matches. Imagine if I'm going to have to be sitting here from Sunday for an 8-hour long show from almost like, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock p.m. to almost 11, 12, midnight. I don't know how that's going to go, but I feel like it's not going to go out well for me. And I'm sure it's not going to go out well for a lot of people when WrestleMania happens. So, we'll find out what happens this Sunday, okay? We will. But like I said, I'm ready for the G1 Supercard tomorrow night also. Let's see, man, because this is now, let's see who can do better than who. All right? NXT, they up there right now, man. Takeover Brooklyn 5, New York, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Just a great show, all right? But comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought about NXT Takeover tonight, folks, okay? At Hooded Knight 890 if you want to follow me on Twitter to talk about this show. But like I said, give me your opinion. What was your match of the night? Because right now, for me, I'm going with the main event, folks, okay? Tell me what your match of the night was. But I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Got some editing, some other stuff to do. Peace out.